All right, sorry, we're running a little late. Having some issues here with StreamYard. That was fun to deal with at 10 o'clock. So, regardless, we'll get going with this. It's game one, the Atlanta Hawks. Why do I want to keep saying Falcons? All right. If you've been following along, that's awesome. Kentucky's went 15-0 in the regular season. These are games that are just being simulated. It's a fun experiment. I've always, the last, I don't know, since 2016 or so, I've been thinking, man, wouldn't it be fun if you just had an all Kentucky team? Like, what would they do? Would they go undefeated? So we had them play every team in the East. They beat every single one. Now, not all of them were blowouts. We had a couple games come down to the wire and needing buzzer beaters for the Cats to pull it out. But we're here in the playoffs. Game one. You don't need to see my name on there. Let's get that off. And we're going to have to reset the camera again. Sorry, guys. We got started a little bit late. StreamYard, I don't know if anybody else uses this, but it's giving me some issues just trying to switch cameras and switch microphones. It's been driving me crazy. We were able to figure it out, but got going here a little bit late. It's game one of the first round of the NBA playoffs. Kentucky is 15-0. If they go undefeated all the way through, they will finish 31-0, which is a that's the regular season in college basketball, at least. But Kentucky hasn't scored so far. I mean, we're a minute in. Let's see if we can switch this over to the commentary for a second. Yeah, see, it's not going to let me do that. That is so crazy. That is wild. So I'm just stuck on this the whole time. Okay, cool. Well, Kentucky's offense has been a little less than stellar so far. One bucket apiece, and the Hawks now have a 5-2 lead. Now, if you followed this through the this regular season, they just played the Hawks just a couple of games ago and won pretty easily on the road. Murray, long two, got it. Love the long twos in Rupp Arena. It's not anymore, though. Not anymore. Man, this is an ugly game so far for Kentucky. Only 2 made field goals. We're halfway through the first quarter. Kentucky trying to go 16-0, win 16 of the first 16 games. Davis puts it up, no good, but a foul. The only way we're getting through this series tonight is if they sweep them. If the Hawks win a game, we may only do 2 games tonight. Game one of the playoffs. Kentucky is undefeated, 15-0. Just doing the simulation. No one's controlling the game. Just seeing if they could finish 31-0. They've won some close games. There's a steal by Booker, and they've blown out a lot of the teams. They beat every single team in the East to go 15-0 in the regular season. But looking for their first lead of the game today, Shea, wow, that's a bad shot. I mean, that's terrible. Under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Kentucky trailing. This is a major upset, by the way. Now, it is best of 7. There's a three going to his right. He knocks it down. 10-6. Hawks. Man. Kentucky's offense needs to get something going here. This has been a brutal watch so far for a number of reasons. Gets the screen from Davis. Tyler Hero. Pull up 14-footer. Rims out. Man. Rupp Arena crowd's going to get pretty restless. They're thinking this would be an easy sweep. But plenty of time. No reason to panic. But it's an ugly start for sure. Kentucky needs to get a stop here. Corner three. No good. Rebound Davis. Yep. Just going to bring it up. 7-foot point guard. Okay. There you go. Give it to the MVP. Karl Towns over to Davis on the left wing. Now to Hero in the left corner. Back to Davis. Rotates it over to Booker. Top of the key. Three. Good. There you go, Devin. Back to a 1-point game. Let's go. Get a stop. Get a stop. Get the lead, and then let's cruise. No 8-seed upsets. Kentucky, last time they lost an 8-seed was 2004. UAB, Easter Sunday. No, it wasn't Easter Sunday. No. Booker to give Kentucky their first lead of the night. There we go. Let's go. Make easy work of the Hawks. Atlanta will hold for the last shot here. Anybody remember that 2004 UAB game? There's trying not to lose the 8 seeds. Corner or three from the wing at the buzzer. No good. Kentucky, well, didn't look their best through the opening 5 minutes, but they somehow have an 11-10 lead. Kentucky trying to go 16-0. Tyler Hero, you got to pull that. Drives, puts it up off the glass and in, though. Also, Kentucky extends their lead right out of the gate here in the second quarter. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Kentucky's undefeated, 15-0, looking to go 16-0. Three from the wing, good. And we're tied at 13. Tyrese Maxey, that's a tough shot, but he knocks it home. All right, there you go. All right. Offenses are picking up a little bit. It's it was the nerves to start the game. It's such a big game. Both teams just a little nervous coming out. First playoff game, Kentucky, what's on the line? Trying to go 31-0. People said it couldn't be done. Rebound, De'Aaron Fox. Fox is getting a lot more playing time here in the second half of the season. Even when there were injuries, they didn't play Fox. Oh, good look for Davis off the glass and in, and Kentucky's up by 5. Biggest lead of the game. And Atlanta's going to get a timeout. So there you go. We're starting to pick things up a little bit. I really want to switch this over to the commentary, but I can't. StreamYard's giving me all kinds of issues. It's been fun. Wanted to start this a while ago. So Davis with the steal. There's a pull up from Booker, and Kentucky's up 20-13. So there you go. Now you're starting to see some separation. Thought this might be an easy series. Booker, another three. Nope. Oh, put back in by Davis. Here we go. 22-13 Kentucky. Atlanta better get a timeout. Sorry, we're multitasking over here. Just flipped it over and saw another three from the corner. I don't know. Was that Tyler Hero? I still got it on this camera angle, and I hate it. Next dead ball, I'm switching it. So the first quarter was Kentucky had like what 3 field goals through the first 4 minutes. Offense has picked up ever since. Shea, he just makes it look so easy. 29-17. Kentucky starting to create some separation. There's a foul on Shea. Just a little too aggressive there. Kind of unnecessary, honestly, but I wish I could see the bracket in game. Because I know they got some of the scores down there. I would like to know who their next opponent would be after they sweep the Hawks. This is game 1 of a 7-game series. Why do they make it 7 games in the NBA every round? That's just like it should be like it's best of 7, but then if a team's up 3-0, you're done. It's over. And I know they don't want to do that because like I get that there's like a lot of money involved, but gosh, it just makes it there's just no urgency in a first round game. Like if it was best of 5 and you lose this one, then you start okay. I mean that we've seen that happen a few times. But Kentucky's in control despite that bucket there from the Hawks. It's 31-19. Kentucky should hold for the last shot here, but there's about a 1 second differential, so they'll probably do something stupid and shoot with like 8 seconds left. Or maybe not. Booker gets it to Randall, a long 2. Hey, knocks it down. I'll take it. Kentucky up 14. In control through the opening 10 minutes of the wow. Then they just throw the ball out of bounds. So Kentucky got a 2-for-1 out of that. First round of the playoffs. Kentucky is 15-0, looking to go 16-0. Booker, you going to shoot it from beyond half court? No good. Kentucky, after a pretty dismal first quarter, turned it on in the second, and they lead by 14. Can I just skip this? Do we have to? All right. Jeez. Okay, there we go. Get a look at the playoffs right there. So they'll play the winner of the Bulls and the Celtics, and I think the Bulls game was pretty close, but the Celtics game was a blowout. Boston slipped all the way to the 5 seed. They were the second best team all season, and then slipped to the 5 seed, and now they're down a game to the Bulls. So getting ready for the second half of game 1 here in Rupp Arena. Kentucky is 15-0. They ran the table, beating every team in the East. And in this shortened season, they are now hosting in the playoffs all the way through. Well, I mean, everybody hosts, but they are the 1 seed. Kentucky's just now kind of comfortably in that 4 or 5 possession point. There you go. There's another 3 from Devin Booker. Kentucky leads by 15. That's their largest lead of the night. also working on a video as we go through this, so I'll be kind of going back and forth a little bit. Young, a 3 to answer, knocks it down. 12-point Kentucky lead once again. They're doing just enough, the Hawks, just to hang in there, just to avoid getting completely blown out. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander to the free throw line. Very familiar position for the, well, I would say former Kentucky guard, but as of right now, he is a Kentucky guard. And he makes 1 of 2. The lead is back up to 13. And Atlanta's going to call a timeout. So I wonder if any of these first round games will be close. I just don't think the Hawks have the, I don't know. They just don't have the guys to match up. Not really, no one does. No one does. This is an all-star team. I had to leave guys out. There's so many Kentucky players. Kentucky is the NBA. Murray, a long 2, splash. Cats back up by 15, their largest lead of the night. There's so many Kentucky players in the NBA that I cut Trey Lyles. Nothing personal. We just don't have room. I did add like Rob Dillingham and Reed Shepherd just because whoever was 14th, they're not 15th, they're not going to play. So I didn't want to take like every single great player because I wanted to be in, But this is a pretty stacked roster. I mean, their second 5 is an all-star team as well. And SGA is pretty tough in this game. Booker, that's a tough 3. It's no good. Can the Hawks get this thing down to 10 with a 3 here? Trying to make things a little interesting. Oh, Young was open for a second, decided not to take it. Instead, he'll dribble around. Try to drive on Shea, still trying to. Going to take a tough shot. No, he's going to give it off. Daniels going to have to take it at the free throw line. It's no good. Rebound, Karl Anthony Towns. Booker inside to Davis. All the way, 14-footer. No good. That's a tough shot. It's your left hand. By the time you let it go, you're just near the free throw line. It's a pretty tough shot. But Kentucky still leads by 13, and Davis grabs the rebound. 7-foot point guard. Murray, another 3. Oh, in and out. And that would have brought the roof. That would have brought the roof down. That would have been the largest lead of the game. Davis cleaning up the glass tonight. But Kentucky hasn't scored in 2 minutes. And there you go. That's every time they put that graphic up, it happens. That's not really the announcer's curse. I don't know what that. It's the jinx, the graphic jinx. Timeout, Atlanta. Got to talk things over. Kentucky has their largest lead of the night. They've never been able to push it further than this. Atlanta's done just enough to sort of keep it within this 12 to 15 range all second half. There's a long 2. No good. Davis, another rebound. What kind of action we running here? Gilgeous down to Davis on the block. That's a really tough shot, Anthony. The level of difficulty on an Anthony Davis shot apparently in this game it's a 10 out of 10. Again, the Hawks just trying to keep this within somewhat of striking distance. Anthony Davis, another rebound. Kentucky's going to get the last shot here. 3 seconds to Shea from deep. No good. Kentucky takes a 15-point lead into the fourth quarter. Trying to go for 16-0. If they go undefeated through the playoffs, they will finish 31-0, which would have been a college basketball regular season. I guess they changed it for this year. They're now going to play it, or is it next year? They're going to play a 30-second game. One step closer to that 40 that Mark Pope would like to see it go to. Ooh, missed layup, rebound, Bam Adebayo. Kentucky's, I want to know how much they're all rebounding them by. I don't think the Hawks have had like any second chances. Murray, that's a tough bucket. And Kentucky has their largest lead of the night. 17 points, 4:20 to go. Game 1 of 4 because Kentucky's going to sweep them probably pretty easily. And then we'll have round 2, Eastern Conference semifinals. Then we'll go to the next round, Eastern Conference finals, then to, of course, the finals. I mean, are they going to lose a game? Does anybody think they're going to lose? Bam, turnaround, bucket. Kentucky's up by 19. For some reason, we still have to do this 3 more times because, back in my day, we'd only have 5 of these first round games, and it was just fine the way it was. Got to add more games. They would. I swear to God, they're going to do a 9-game series at some point. They're just going to say, you know what, we're doing 9 now. Because they used to do 9 for Major League Baseball, and I just know they're going to be like, oh, we can sell out a few more games, get a little bit more money from TV. We're doing the best of 9 all the way through the playoffs. Screw it. We're gonna play. If they can figure out how to do 82 playoff games, also they'll do it. And now we're gonna have to. We're expanding the World Cup. Now we're expanding the NCAA tournament. It was just fine at 64. It was fine. Sorry, this has nothing to do with the fact that Kentucky's up 45-26 on the Atlanta Hawks in the first round of the NBA playoffs. In this hypothetical, what if you put every Kentucky player that's in the NBA on one team? And it's actually hypothetical. You can't actually run because you've run out of roster spots. Because the NBA is it's Kentucky. So we ran out of roster spots. There's a few guys we couldn't have. But Kentucky's up by 21. This is going to be a pretty easy series. I wonder if you think the Hawks will win any of these. (47-26) Cats. Devin Booker drives, flips it up off the glass, no good. But a foul. He'll go to the free throw line. Just come on. We're gonna do game 2 tonight. If the Hawks win a game, we'll skip the. I don't know. Well, I just don't want this to have to go to 5 because it's obvious who's going to win the series. (49) What is the score? Jeez, that's crazy. All right. Let's get a graphic made. Here we go. 16-0. Now, not every game has been like this. There's been a couple of buzzer beaters. Let's see. Make that 7-16. Okay. Somebody had a suggestion that we do a best of 7 with the Duke players and the Kentucky players. I think that could be fun. That could be competitive. Tyler Hero, top of the key, 3, knocks it down 52-28. Kentucky in a rout. I mean, this is with Kentucky playing bad in the first quarter. I think they had 3 field goals through the first 3.5 minutes. This is with Kentucky playing terrible to start the game. Maxey drives, gives it to Adebayo. Just go up with it, and he misses the layup. Okay. Well, 21-point Kentucky lead. Tyler Hero picks up the loose ball, gets it ahead to Maxey. Just take it yourself. Tyrese, tough. Can't finish. Let's see if Kentucky can hang on to this 21-point lead here in the final 10 seconds. There's a 3 from the top of the key. It's good. That cuts it to 18. And Tyrese Maxey will dribble out the rest of the clock. Kentucky will improve to 16-0 and will take game 1 of the NBA playoffs. So we'll go ahead and get set for game 2. I think it's interesting, though. We're playing Atlanta, heading towards Atlanta for SEC Media Days on Sunday night with Nick Roush and Adam Luckett. We'll talk some SEC football. It's just right around the corner. All right, so here's the rest of the bracket if you're interested. Kentucky, obviously the 1 seed. Then the Celtics were the 2, like they were the second best team all season. And actually Kentucky beat Boston to clinch the regular season or to clinch the Eastern Conference Championship. And then they fell all the way to the 5 seed. So we'll go ahead and get set for game 2 in Rupp Arena, Kentucky and Atlanta. And the Cats going for 17-0 after, that was just an absolute annihilation there in the first game of this series. And it was with Kentucky playing pretty bad to start the game. Like I said, 3 field goals through the first 3.5, 4 minutes. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't good. They turned it on late and blew out the Hawks. There we go. Let's go. An 18-point victory. Could have been worse. Should have been worse, actually. Let's just do this. I never switched it the entire game. We go, whistle and a foul already. Devin Booker to the free throw line. And Kentucky draws first blood in game 2. It was the Hawks who jumped out to the early lead in game 1. There you go, 1-0. The rare 1-0 lead. Trae Young gets a screen, drives left. Stopped by Shea Alexander. Shea lockdown D, baby. There you go. Young, 3, in and out. Rebound. Karl Anthony Towns. He gets it to Jamal Murray. Over to Booker. Booker, left wing, drives to the corner. Fakes a spin move. Drives in, goes out of bounds. And Kentucky turns it over. They lead 1-0. We've nearly played a minute. I wonder if the Hawks will win 1 game. I'm gonna assume that they don't. Towns the rebound to Davis. I love it when Anthony brings the ball up the court. Gets it to Shea in the left wing. Back to Davis, top of the key. Over to Shea. Back on the left wing. Gets a screen from Towns. Drives to his left. 3, no good. It's interesting. I read the book. I don't know if it was spaced out, and I think it was spaced out, but it could have been the mid-range theory that said that going for offensive rebounds is a bad idea. So now teams are just taught just get back because you don't want to leave. Oh, Shea, put it on a poster. There we go. We're back tied at 3. They said that they don't want teams to go after offensive rebounds because that's how you lead to runouts on the other end. So the data says you're never really, it's very rare you'll get an offensive rebound anyway, in a lot of cases, unless you already, unless you can tell you're already in position to get it. So it's basically like, it's smarter not to hustle. And it's still jarring to me though. And it's in the game right now. Like the game that it's a shot goes up. The guys don't go for the offensive rebound. They get back. Kind of like that. Under 3 minutes to play. This is the second game in a row where these teams just couldn't get anything going offensively. Young, a 3. Just as I say that, no. See, I thought the announcer jinx was happening there. Jamal Murray, though, he'll go coast to coast and not finish. We've had Kentucky has made 1 field goal. We've had 2 field goals made in this game. Murray makes the first free throw, though, and Kentucky retakes the lead 4-3. Murray's second free throw, good. Kentucky leads the series 1-0. They're 16-0. Trying to get to 31-0. A perfect season. Beat every team in the East. Now trying to sweep everyone in the playoffs to finish undefeated 31-0. Just doing simulations. Pull up, 15-footer rattles in, and we're tied at 5. Well, it's another slow start. The last one led to a 18-point Kentucky victory in game 1. SGA, see if he can draw a foul here. No, he throws it away. And Atlanta's got a chance to take the lead. They haven't had many of those so far in this series. Tyler Hero. Somebody fill the gaps. Come on. Hero driving it himself. Flips it up and in, and Kentucky retakes the lead on the second field goal of the game for the Wildcats. Tyler Hero. The hero versus Houston in 2019. No urgency at all here from Atlanta. See that they want to shorten the game. Fewer possessions. Smart. It's good strategy. And they tie the game at 7. Tough left-handed floater there. Kentucky 2 for 1. Opportunity. Let's see. Hero gets a double screen. Now gets a wide open 3. Bang! And that's about the spot where he hit it versus Houston in 2019. That was off the PJ Washington block. I can't remember who got the ball. It might have been Keldon Johnson. Got it ahead to Tyler. Splash. There's an answer 3. But Kentucky will get the last shot. Tied at 10. SGA drives, hits a cutting out of Bio, who puts it up and in. It's 12-10. I'll take the points. But Atlanta will get the last shot. Here we go. Trae Young drives 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He's going to have to force it, puts it up. It's no good. And we'll go to the second quarter with Kentucky leading 12-10. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that poster there from Shea. Tyler Hero, that was the bucket that gave him the lead. Does anybody think that Kentucky's winning number 9 this year? If you are, just put that in the comments. I want to know if somebody is willing to bet money that Kentucky's winning their 9th national title in 2026. Or if you'd be willing to. Not to bet me, but just You're that confident. Davis backing in, kicks it out of bounds, actually. Very rare Anthony Davis error. Man, no one's willing to put money on Kentucky winning number 9. It's not as confident as I am. All right. Kentucky leads the series 1-0, or game 2, obviously, if that's the case. Man, another Anthony Davis turnover. Can't have that. Kentucky's 16-0, but they've had some close calls. There's been, I think, four of those games have been like right down to the wire. Could have gone either way. And there's a familiar sight: Anthony Davis with the block in Rupp Arena. Maxey gets it to Adebayo, out to Hero, top of the key. He drives right, hop step, flips it up, no good. Nearly had his own rebound. It's taken away by the Hawks. They're going the other way with a chance to take the lead. Anthony Davis swats it away, but a foul calling on Maxey. And the Hawks will go to the line. And they take the lead. Well, it's the first lead the Hawks have had in this series since the first quarter of game 1. And it was after that Kentucky took an 11-10 lead, I think, into the second quarter and absolutely kicked their ass the rest of the way. All right. Kentucky coming out of a timeout. Let's see. What do we draw up here? Hero to Booker. Okay. Well, actually, we're doing ISO for Booker. 13-footer, no good, too strong. And the Hawks come away with it. That's a tough bucket. And the Hawks lead 16-12. I actually didn't see it. I was flipping through, getting kind of multitasking here. Got a cool video getting ready to put out. I'm excited about just kind of going over the 1 seeds of the NCAA tournament and why you got to have a 1 seed, why it's so important. And Kentucky hasn't had one since 2015. It's really starting to piss me off. Booker drives, flips it up and in, and cuts the lead back down to 2. 16-14 Hawks trying to pull off a major upset and end Kentucky's undefeated run. That's a swat, and it goes into the hands of Adebayo. To Davis, another block. I meant to see how many rebounds Davis had in game 1 because he had like 6 or 7 in a row. It's a tough shot from Davis, and it's no good. Kentucky's, again, Anthony Davis's level of difficulty of shot selection right now is pretty atrocious. Man with the ball on the left wing gets it up to Capella. Am I saying his name right? Probably not. I got to get better at that. Young, that's a good screen. Good down screen. Young could not hit the 3. Adebayo with the rebound. Point guard. Oh, lob down to Davis, who stuffs it. And Kentucky has tied the game at 16, a minute 13 to play in the half. And the Rupp Arena crowd, well, they're not going to stand. I mean, but, it's too realistic, this game. Timeout, Atlanta. Party till we die. Like, that's what that's what they'd be playing right now. When they do the club Rupp stuff. First round playoffs, Kentucky boy, yes. First round playoffs, Kentucky leads at 1-0. They won the first game by 18, but it should have been a lot more than that. 16-16. And the Hawks going for the lead. That's a tough shot. No good. Rebound, Shea. Gets it ahead to Davis. Davis backing his man down. Hook shot. That's the Anthony Davis that we know and love. That's a familiar shot. I've seen him hit that in Rupp Arena. I've seen him hit that against Kansas, too. It was like his only bucket of the game. backed his man down. It was like he made that hook shot look so easy. Yeah. Yeah. Towns the rebound. Kentucky could basically hold for a last shot here, but they won't. Instead, Booker is going to take a really tough shot and miss it. Yeah. Stolen by Shea. 2 seconds. One. From beyond half court, it's no good. But Kentucky ends the half on a 6-0 run, turning a 16-12 deficit to an 18-16 lead. And they'll head to the locker room 10 minutes away from 17-0. And let's see if we get an up. The halftime show is cool with this game. Like, I don't watch it, but it kind of reminds me of the NFL 2K5. You know how like ESPN would do the presentation. It was so cool because right here, I love this. I'm getting to see the playoff bracket right now. Well, no, I'm not. Okay, well, never mind. I just want to see. There we go. All right. Oh man, the Bulls took game 2. Man, just the Celtics have really fallen apart. I don't have to look to see if somebody got hurt because they were the 2 seed for the longest time. Kentucky leads 1-0 over Atlanta, obviously, but it looks like it could be the Bulls and the Cats. Can we please? Come on. 18-16. We start the second half here in game 2 at Rupp Arena. Ooh, I don't know. Jamal Murray got hung up on that screen. Shea, that's a really tough shot. I do wonder how much AI is gonna make like these simulations like that. They're pretty good as they are right now, but like I think that when you can implement some AI like this, it's the decision making has got to improve. That's a tough shot, no good. Rebound. That's like the first offensive rebound we've had in the entire series. And then it leads to a tough 3, and he knocks it down, and the Hawks have the lead. Davis to Booker in the corner, and we have a whistle and a foul. It's going to be on Atlanta. I was worried they were going to call Kentucky for some kind of offensive foul, but the Wildcats are going to take a timeout. See what they come up with out of the TO. See what they run here. Davis, top of the key to Murray, right wing. Jab step. Gets a screen. Gets a wide open 3. Bottoms. And Kentucky retakes the lead 21-19. There you go. It's a big answer right there. This team's just so tough to score on. We have a whistle and an offensive 3-second violation. I was wondering, he was in the paint for a while. It's strange that like the computer makes mistakes like that. Like it like decides to make that mistake. It's strange how these simulations work. Shea, tough move, couldn't finish. But he is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. And he splashes the first one. Second one rolls off. So I think Shea's missed half his free throws in the series. And a bucket there cuts the lead to 1. So this game not having the same kind of moment where Kentucky just sort of takes over, and we're getting pretty late into the game. The offense just hasn't been there. Another tough shot from Shea, but this one falls. And the lead is back to 3. If Kentucky can score 40 points a game, no one's going to beat them because you can't score on them. And just as I say that, they dunk all over them. So now it's 24-23. So we're going back and forth now here in the third quarter. Shea with the ball, gets it to Davis on the right wing, dumps it off to Booker in the corner, looking for a screen from Davis. Drives into the paint, flips it up, no good, and the Hawks can take the lead. You can't let the Hawks ruin the undefeated season. You just can't. Capella gives them the lead, though, 25-24, 5-minute quarters, so we're just under 7 minutes to play, really. Towns with the ball. Gives it off to Murray. Top of the key, 3. Need it. In and out. And the rebound to Young. Oof. Has UK even trailed in the fourth yet? Yes. Briefly. And now they'll trail by 3 late in the third. 27-24. This would be a major upset. The 8 seed, Atlanta Hawks. Got the Cats on their heels for a moment. Let's see how Kentucky responds coming out of this timeout. Any substitutions? I don't know. I don't see. Booker's been in the game. Davis has been in. They get it to Booker. Hero's in the game now. Tyler Hero gets a screen from Davis. Hero, 3 for the tie. No good. And the rebound to the Hawks. They trailed by 6 in the fourth quarter very early on. Like very first game. And I thought that was just going to be like the norm. And then they ended up winning that one. Davis kicks it over to Shea. Reed and Robin. Booker. Tough shot. It's blocked. What is he doing? Devin. What are we doing? Hawks lead by 3 and with the basketball. And a foul on Booker. And the Hawks have a chance to extend the lead to 5. Oh, no. Don't let it happen. Not to the Hawks. Kentucky's just played. They played like shit. Like, this is terrible. 24 points. Rebound, Anthony Davis. Maxey in the game now. But just go to the basket. Making everything so hard. 28-26. Need a stop here. That was a chance for a 2-for-1. Just got to get a stop. And Adebayo comes away with the steal. Adebayo to Maxey. To Fox. Fox is in the game. Fox, 3 for the lead. No good. And Atlanta will get the last shot. 3 seconds. 2, 1. LeVert from deep. It's no good. That was out near half court. And Kentucky will go into the fourth quarter trailing 28-26. It's only happened one time. It's Kentucky boy 22 cents. I have Alexa just like talking to me right now. Alexa, stop. That's ridiculous. All right. 16-0 Kentucky trailing the 8 seed here in game 2 of the playoffs. Like, I think Kentucky still wins the series, but let's not lose. I mean, come on. Let's don't ruin the perfect season to the 8 seed. Hero, 3 for the lead. Got it. Kentucky leads by 1. There we go. Now don't look back. Put your foot on the pedal here and just win this by 15 or 20. Tyler Hero right out of the gate. A 3. Kentucky leads. And Adebayo with the steal. Julius Randle. Got it. Kentucky by 3. This team will just wear you down. They'll just wear you down. When you can go to Julius Randle, who hasn't played all game, that's tough. He comes in fresh, immediately gets a bucket. Here's the answer, though. What are we doing? That's silly. Come on now. There's no need for that. That pass doesn't even make sense. That That accomplishes nothing, even if you complete it, and then commit a foul. What are we doing? You're losing your mind because it's the playoffs. The platoon. This team is a platoon squad team for sure. Atlanta can take the lead. Devin Booker knocks it away and comes up with the steal. Dumps it down low. Hero off the glass. No good. You got to create separation. Again, the Hawks can take the lead with a bucket and ruin the perfect season. He drives on Hero. Off the glass, no good. Rebound, Karl Anthony Towns. He gets it to Tyler Hero, who quickly gets it up the floor to Booker. Booker driving to the baseline, flips it up off the glass and in. Kentucky by 3. Got to get stops. And the Hawks will just not, they just won't go away. Timeout, Kentucky. Let's see if they make any more substitutions here. Every time you think they've done enough to kind of you get a 3-point lead, with the ball, and then you got it. Shea gets it to Karl Anthony Towns, top of the key. Towns will drive, put it up off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up, no good. And the Hawks can take the lead again. Don't let the superstar beat you. Shea. Young gets a screen, drives, slips it up, knocked away by Towns. Towns, go pick that up and go dunk it the other way. Doesn't have the speed. Gets it ahead to Shea, who does. He will slam it home. And Kentucky leads by 3. Rupp Arena crowd on their feet. There we go. And they're going to sit right back down. That's just too real. That's too realistic. Let's stop it. Stop that. How do you code that out of the game? At least they're making noise, though. 3 for the tie. No good. Rebound Booker. 3-point lead in the ball. 1:40 to go. A bucket here, and you probably got it. And he throws it away. I'd rather them shoot threes. For some reason, I just don't like having a 1-point lead. I'd almost rather it be tied. It's stupid, but it just... Johnson, no good. Rebound Davis. Murray to Booker to Davis. Good ball movement. Shea, he'll drive, flip it up, off the glass and in. Kentucky by 5. Oh, I thought they were going to call a foul there. That's a big rebound. Can take a lot of time off the clock, or you can just rush a shot for no good reason at all, which that's what's probably going to happen. Yeah, there you go. Telling you, the games need AI. That shot's no good. Rebound Booker, and they got to start fouling. I think they still have to foul 2 more times. Just take care of the ball. So they're going to not foul? Okay, well it's weird. It's an odd strategy. Davis stuffs it. 39-32, 3-possession lead. Kentucky's on their way to 17-0. Gave us a brief scare. Still undefeated, Holly. That's right. Still undefeated. 16-0. About ready to be 17-0. But this one was close. I was asking in the first game, do you think the Hawks will win even one game? Well, there's a 3. Only a 4-point game. Just under 20 seconds to play. Inbounds to Booker. He's going to be fouled. They still have 1 more to give, or is that the bonus? No, there you go. So they are in the bonus. Booker, first free throw. good. I said if Kentucky scores 40 every game, nobody will beat them because I think they're just too hard to score on. All right, we'll do it. We'll do that. We'll do that next game. You're not going to be able to trade twos for twos. Atlanta's going to have to shoot threes. You're going to have to. No good. Rebound Towns. Don't foul. No need to foul. Why? Shea's first free throw is good, and they're going to hold another team to under 40 points through 20 minutes. And Kentucky improves to 17-0. All right, we can probably do one more, and then I know we finish it up tomorrow morning. Hopefully, I can get the StreamYard stuff fixed so I can just have it on I don't have to keep up, sit here and watch every single one of them while we do other things. We're going to tweak the lineup, though. Okay, so there you go. That's pretty cool. It's like showing highlights from the last time they played. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. I think it's an 88. I don't think he's not an 80. It has to be 88. All right, so their first road playoff game. Trying to go to 18-0. If they win out, they will finish the season 31-0. 31-0. Which is what the 2014-15 team did and should be celebrated. We'll never see it again. We will never see it ever again. A Power 5 team going undefeated in the regular season with the schedule that they played. I will never see Kentucky lead a game 41-7 at the half against a team with 11 national championships. Up 41-7 at the half. That's insanity. That 2014-15 team needs to stop being talked about like a puppy died and instead be talked about how that was one of the most amazing college basketball seasons of all time. Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gives Kentucky back the lead 4-3. Yeah, and everybody we can't enjoy the 14-15 run because of Wisconsin, and I'm just over that. I mean, I'm not over it, but I think that team everybody gets so sad, nobody wants to talk about it, and it's like that team went 38 of their first 38 games. That's incredible. And if they had the shot clock rule, all right. I mean, I think I wonder how often everybody else thinks about that game because it'll come up into my head about. Now, granted, like my job is Kentucky sports, but I think I think about that game at least once a week. That feels unhealthy. Good pass to Bam Adebayo from Shea, and Kentucky takes a 6-4 lead. Yeah, and the shot clock violation that wasn't called, and Devin Booker not shooting a three for 20 minutes. But still, just a phenomenal run. Winning 38 games in college basketball is like it's incredible. That's and Calipari did it twice. How'd you do it? How'd you do it? I want to know. I want to know the secret. I want to know how you do it. Because I mean, let's see. Yeah, you have a UK logo in your profile. I don't know. I never like that's my generation's Duke. I love it. Yeah. We're also trying to go undefeated, Matt. All right, if you're old enough to remember Christian Leitner, which is worse, Leitner or Wisconsin? Even if you weren't old enough to remember Leitner, just how you take in both of those moments, Kentucky history, and then I want to know some positive ones. Duke, Duke won it in 2015. And Atlanta takes an 11-9 lead. So what is it, Leitner or Wisconsin? Which one is the worst one? And which team was better, 1996 or 2012? Nick Roush has a take that the Leitner shot was good for Kentucky because I'm not saying this, by the way. I don't know if I subscribe to this, but he said the Leitner shot was good because it made it the greatest game of all time, and only only it's only it's perfect that Kentucky is a part of the greatest game of all time, even if they lost. It's the greatest game of all time because it was Kentucky. It wasn't Duke beating UNLV. But I just don't know if I can spin that into a positive because of what it also could have meant for the first year coming off probation for those players and for Sean Woods to be the hero. That's tough. It's tough to spin that to a positive. Anyway, 96 greater than 2012, and that might be true because every position except for Davis. That doesn't mean they can't win but I just don't know what the answer would be in 96 for AD. But again, Indiana was able to beat Kentucky. So could the 96 team beat them in a single game? Yeah, probably. We're supposed to beat Atlanta too, and we're trailing 14-11 at the end of the first quarter. So that's just having trouble scoring the basketball in these first quarters. They have to get Kentucky has to get like settled in or something. What's the point of the skip button if I can't actually? It's like the elevator close button. Hero, why? Just go up with your right hand. Really, Peanut Butter Posse? That I Here's what 2012 felt like. I will say this. It felt more like relief than it felt like like Aaron Harrison hits that shot to beat Wisconsin in 14, and I am running around the room. They beat Louisville that year. I ran outside. I was at Murray State at the time. Don't go in. I was at Murray State at the time, and I run outside, and I slip and fall down this hill, and I had come back in and have mud like all over my face, and I have to walk back into this person's house. We were watching the game, and I'm like, do you have, is there a washer? Is there any way to fix this? But I didn't even care. I was like on cloud nine. But in 2012, it was like, just please, God, don't lose to Louisville. Please, for the love of God, do not lose this game. And so when they won the game versus Louisville and when they beat Kansas, it was just like, whew, all right, we got through that. They were supposed to win and they did. All right. So that I get maybe not feeling like pure joy from those wins in 2012 because they had a freak of nature in Anthony Davis, and that was one of the best teams of the decade. The Kentucky Wildcats NBA expansion team takes the lead 15-14 here in the second quarter. Trying to go to 18-0, 3-0 in the take a 3-0 lead in the series, where they will we'll have to see the update on the Celtics game, but I think they're going to end up playing the Bulls. They lead the series 2-0. Celtics are on a slide right now. They went from the 2 seed all the way to the 5. Leitner was our time to shine after probation, and he stole it. Shouldn't have been playing out. Yeah, Timberlake. If Timberlake gets up and fights him and we just get double ejections, Timberlake is a hero. Like, we all appreciate him now, but he would have been a hero if he'd got him kicked out of the game. He had every right to get up, and if they always get the retaliation or whatever, but if they'd have to have addressed him stomping on him, they would have had to have addressed it if he got up and reacted. Oh, lob to Davis and the slam, and he does a chin up on the rim. It's 20-16. This is true. The All-Stars are here. I love it. You guys make it fun. I wish I can only do this last game. But we'll finish this up tomorrow. I know it's kind of a weird way to leave it 3-0, but I think we know where this is headed. Atlanta did give Kentucky a little bit of a scare there in the second game of the series. They had a lead late into the fourth quarter. But Kentucky, as they tend to do, wore them down enough. Were able to end up winning that by 7, something like that. I don't know. Randall backing his man down, fall away, 13-footer, no good. Rebound to the Hawks. Looks like it's another game where they're just going to hang around. Bang. Was that Levert? 20-18. All right, I got my 18-0 graphic already made. It's hard work. Look at that top right corner up there. I mean, that's just it. That's why they pay me the big bucks. 20-18, Kentucky. They're 17-0, according to that graphic up in the top right-hand corner. And that's by going 15-0, beating every team in the East. That's a big 3. And Atlanta takes the lead 21-20. Atlanta, the 8th seed in the East. Kentucky's the 1 seed. Obviously, Booker gives Kentucky back the lead 22-21. Now, not every game has been a blowout. There's been some close ones. Hawks are going to be good next year. Is that true? There's another big 3. Dang. looking pretty good here tonight as well. Yeah, Julius Randle he was tough. It's hard to believe that team lost as many games as they did. Booker 3 at the buzzer, got it. And Kentucky will take a 1-point lead. He didn't get that off in time. It almost went in. Kentucky will take a 1-point lead into the locker room. 25-24 here in game 3 here late on Wednesday night. Kentucky trying to get to 18-0 in the season. They went 15-0, beating every single team in the Eastern Conference. Some of them were some close games. I'm going to see what the bracket shows here. Show me the bracket, and here we go. I just come on. Ooh, the Boston Celtics did take game 3, so that series is not over with yet. And they're back in the Boston Garden. So Kentucky leading 2-0 over the Hawks. Will try to make it 3-0. They lead by 1. We'll get to the start of the second half right now. Only pick one. Julius Randle versus Oscar Tshiebwe. Who are you taking? All right. We're gonna put that on a poll. That was okay. There you go. Jamal Mashburn. Jamal Mashburn was like when I was a kid. There was in my house we had that picture where he's got the basketball in his hand and it's flat. And I was like 2 years old, or 3 years old when he stopped playing. But my dad had like tapes of like every Kentucky game, and so the Hawks hit a 3. They take the lead 26-25. And so when I got old enough, I went back and like watched all of those games that Jamal Mashburn played in. And so growing up, he like when I was 7 or 8, it's kind of funny. Like I was like watching the tape and like looking up to a player who was not playing at Kentucky anymore. It was just like somebody asked me who's your favorite Kentucky player. To them, it was weird to hear an 8-year-old in 1998 say Jamal Mashburn. The Monster Mash. Yep. 3 right wing, good. Atlanta leads by 2. 3 minutes ago in the third. Shea ties it up with a dunk. I'm liking the Chuck Hayes too. As Chuck Hayes is an all-time favorite of mine. That was like I was 14 or 15 when he was playing. So it was like right in like the heavily influenced, time of my life. Shea with the rebound. Kentucky can retake the lead. Booker, right wing, bang. And the Cats lead by 3. Ron Mercer was the first player that I like remember watching and pulling for. He did like a reverse dunk in a game, and I was like, that's my favorite player. So he got no money for this, but they were selling 33 jerseys. And I had one. One of my friends had a 23. Derek Anderson got no money for that. But we would play on like a little goal in my garage, my parents' garage. And I was Ron Mercer. He was Derek Anderson. Double O. I do like watching old like full games from Tony Delk. My man never saw a shot he didn't like. He was he was ready to pull. But hey, when you're Tony Delk, you're probably gonna make it. So why not? What's the what's the first game you guys remember and knowing that like this meant something? Like do you know that it was like I like this. I'm gonna keep coming back. I would say mine was 1997 versus Arizona. I don't know why. Like, oh, this is great. I thought it was so cool, and then I thought for sure we were gonna win, and then they didn't. And I was like crying. Like I remember my grandmother holding me, and I'm crying, and it was like looking back on it, I had no investment into this. I was my first game. It's like a very first memory of ever like pulling for a team and it like mattering to me. Devin Booker with a big jumper. Kentucky is now up by 7, pulling away. Yeah, Mike Bibby. There was a Miles Simon, and I remember the announcer saying, "And Simon says championship," and I looked at my dad and I was like, "So they lost," and yeah, that was. But we got it next year, very next year. Now I'm invested. I'm coming back, and they win the national title. I'm a fan for life. Like I got to go through the whole 97, 98 season as like a fan for the first time, and they win the national title. I just thought, honestly, they played in the national championship 96, 97, 98. I thought the national championship, that was just something that Kentucky played in and that they let another team play in it. Like everyone, we'll let them play somebody else this year. And then they lost in '99 to Michigan State. I couldn't, like, my brain was like, I don't. What do you mean they're not? So what is that? They don't get to play anymore? Like it just didn't make sense to me. So I grew up spoiled because of Patino and Tubby, Sam Bowie, Melvin Turpin, Kenny Watt. Man, it just would be so fun just to have gotten to see them, like see these guys play, because like you can't like watching the old tapes and stuff. It's like the conversion didn't work. It's like it's not even how it looked even when it was broadcasted. Like you can see that even when you watch 2012 like highlights. It's like that's not. It looked better in 2012. Like the video looks terrible now. Like seeing Dirk Minifield's dunk in person. I mean, what's that like? To have that, like you're the only person who saw it in HD. Well, you're not the only person, but you're one of 24,000. Only those people saw it in its like true form. Hmm. So, 1994. What year was it? 93 when they played Wake Forest and they just beat the hell out of them, like right out of the gate. Am I remembering that correctly? I'm trying to remember what happened in 94. Hang on. Because the Wake Forest game that I'm thinking of, I'm pretty sure Jamal Mashburn played in that game. So that couldn't have been 96. They beat him March 25th, 1993, a day after I turned 3. Kentucky won 103-69. They led. No, get this. Yeah, this is unbelievable. This shit is crazy. They were winning 60-26 at halftime. 60-26 in 1993. They scored 60 points in the first half. That is insanity. Utah was 98. Yeah. What I remember about the 98 game was going to my room at halftime and asking God, and said, if you can just let us win this game, will not fight my parents on Sunday to go to church. I just remember like just making pacts with God. And I say, okay, all right, that's good enough. You guys can win now. And um, Wayne Turner got on a breakout and he dunked it, and that kind of we kind of knew it was over. And we were just all going crazy in my parents' basement. My dad had friends over. It was it's like, again, that's like the first full season that I was a fan. So they had, I mean, that's like you're a fan for life at that point. You know, I mean, it's over. And didn't get to do that again until I was 22. So I had from 8 years old to 22, uh, waiting for the next one. I don't know where I'll be, how old I'll be. Actually, I do know. I'll be 36 next time Kentucky wins a national title, because they're going to do it this year. So the other thing, this is funny. We had some family friends who were at the game in San Antonio, and at halftime, they're like, Utah fans were apparently in their section, like they're talking about where they're gonna, like how they're gonna celebrate, and they're like, where do you think we ought to go? Like, do you try to get some plans together for we can celebrate and get? And I would never, like, I could be up 50 at halftime of the national championship game, and I'd still be like, well, hang on, it's not over with yet. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. Like a 10-point lead. What? Kentucky just came back and beat Duke down 17 in the second half. Why would you think that it's? And he said that the confidence level of the Utah fans were just through the roof, and so it just made it so much sweeter. Of course, when I think it was Jeff Shepard at the line that put it the last two free throws, put the exclamation point on it. Shea for three. That's a dagger. Nope, doesn't fall. Man, Hawks just hanging around here. Towns for three. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? Best 93 point shooter, Travis Ford. Has to be. What did he shoot? 54% or something from three? Is this Kentucky, or is this just because of Reggie Miller? I guess if we want to go to the NBA, but I think Travis Ford. 2000s, Jody. Yeah, Jody. If Jody Meeks comes back and plays 1 year under Calipari, Cal wins the title in year one, and you know what? You know what? They might go 40-0 because they lost to South Carolina and they barely lost to Tennessee. And that was it until they lost to West Virginia. That team goes, I mean, you look at the schedule that year. Billy G set up that schedule. They had to play that stupid tournament in Cancun in a ballroom, and they nearly lost to Stanford. But outside of that, they had a close win versus Connecticut, and they kind of just beat up everybody else. And even when Tennessee was pretty good that year, um, the only thing they didn't really have was like a like lights out 3-point shooter, and it cost them against West Virginia because Darnell Dotson was kind of supposed to be that guy, and he was good. He was good at some point. I mean, he shot the ball fine, but Jody also brings other things to the table too. And I remember I was on a message board. I don't even know which one, and the title was Jody Meeks is back, and I just thought like, well, let me just go ahead and get start saving for Indianapolis right now. Um, and imagine John Wall, Eric Bledsoe, and Jody Meeks on the floor at the same time. I mean, that's just crazy. And then who do you have? DeMarcus Cousins and Patrick Patterson back there. Jeez. Oh, that's a big miss. Kentucky's going to go to 18-0. Matt, what do you mean deny the pass? And there's another. Why are y'all fouling? It's a 3-possession game. Kentucky's about to go to 18-0. They're going to lead the series 3-0. We'll just wrap this thing up tonight. Let's just go and get this series over with. We can probably do the second round tomorrow, and then we'll have the Eastern Conference Finals, NBA Finals. Kentucky's going to try to go to 31-0. It's a pretty dominant performance. It was close most of the game, but again, this Kentucky team just comes at you in waves, and they wear you down over time. So as we go to game 4, now the Bulls lost game 3, so and they lost game 4. That series is now tied at 2. Just saw that. All right, we'll keep the lineup the same. Here we go. And Kentucky's going for the sweep. So if you didn't see that, the Celtics were down 2-0, and now it's 2-2. 2-2. As they won their 2 home games. Kentucky going for the sweep. And they're playing in State Farm Arena. And guys, I'm growing fond of State Farm Arena. I've been there the last 2 seasons. Got to see Kentucky beat North Carolina, and they got to see them beat Duke last year. So I think we go back this year. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Downloaded Davis for the dunk. Cats are up 2-0. Get out the brooms. Kentucky looking to sweep the Atlanta Hawks here in the first round. Why does the NBA have to do a best of 7 in the first round? Why can't? All right, I know it costs people money, but it's like if it's 3-0, why are we playing this game? It's very clear what's going to happen. There we go. Getting my 19-0 graphic ready. Even though Kentucky trails 3-2. But what's more fun about this? Just talking with Kentucky fans about some old Kentucky games. I think that the another like what if is if Ramel Bradley doesn't get hurt in 2005 and he takes the free throws instead of Patrick Sparks. Steven, tell us that Kentucky's going 7-5 this year. I don't think I see a loss on the schedule, honestly. Then look at that. Or is that a sign that Kentucky? It's set. The score is 7-5 right now. I don't know. Probably not. But I think that let's go through Kentucky's football schedule while this series wraps up, because I think if you look at it, there's just not a lot of losses on there. All right, let's see. Toledo, win. Versus Ole Miss, beat them at their place last year. Probably going to beat them this year. Eastern Michigan, all right, 3-0. At South Carolina, no way they lose to that. What would that be? Would that be 4 years in a row? Yeah, that's not going to happen. At Georgia, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough at Georgia. We're going to say that's a loss. So that's 4-1. Texas at home, I'll tell you what, Texas has never beaten Kentucky in Lexington. I don't think it's going to start now. Tennessee, do you know that Tennessee's beaten Kentucky 17 of 20 years? Do you know that Mark Stoops is 2-10 against Tennessee? That means they're due. Kentucky wins versus Tennessee. At Auburn, Auburn's terrible. Kentucky wins that game also. Hosting Florida, when's the last time Kentucky lost to Florida at home? Not since we all got put in our homes for COVID. So I'm going to say Kentucky doesn't lose to them either. Win, Vanderbilt win at Louisville. I mean, we haven't lost to Louisville at Louisville since 2014. We're going to start losing to them now? I don't think so. So I think I got Kentucky at 11-1, probably in the playoffs, probably hosting the playoffs. And I think we're right there to win the ship, guys. So I'm stoked. I can't wait. Undefeated. Yeah, I just think at Georgia is going to be tough, but I could see it. Let's see. We haven't beaten them there since 2009. So, but you know what? You've convinced me. I think Kentucky can easily go 15-0, or however many and 0 it would take to win the national title. Oh, we have to. I was just going. I just thought we're still with the same coaching staff. Oh, no, my bad. All right, yeah, we're going 4-8. I thought surely something happened. Who knows? They might surprise us. They might surprise us and go 6-6. But I think we should not be. I think if we go 7-5, that's amazing, because that you'd have to. Who did they beat? That to go 7-5, you would have. Okay, Vanderbilt, it's a fourth win. All right, let's just say that. I mean, that's not a given anymore, but let's just say they beat Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt. But then where do you get the next win? Okay, Ole Miss at home, maybe. At South Carolina, like maybe. Okay, that's 6. You're not going to beat Georgia or Texas, and I'm not going to ever count us beating Tennessee ever. At Auburn, I mean, we did that in what, 2008, 2009, I think. Will Fiddler was quarterback. Versus Florida, I don't like the way that's trending. So 7-5 is like, that's pretty good. Yeah, Ronnie, thank you. Yeah. And thank you all for helping us get to 50,000 subscribers. That's awesome. Really appreciate that. Well, Kentucky is 18-0. They're trailing once again going into the second quarter. I think it's like is that the third time in this series? Lynn Bowden year ended up being like one of the most fun 8-5s ever. But they did do that by beating like a not very good Arkansas team, a not very good Missouri team, and a not very good Louisville team. And then a not very good Vanderbilt team. So like they did the best win that year was Virginia Tech. Like that was the most insane bowl game. I probably even the two Citrus Bowls like don't quite compare to how that game was won. And to for his last play, Kentucky to be a touchdown pass. But that season ended up being so much fun. I mean, you take the wins over Arkansas, Missouri, and Vanderbilt because you didn't. They after you lost both your quarterbacks, they didn't seem likely. If Lynn Bowden was quarterback versus South Carolina and Mississippi State, they probably go 9-3. Like that team could have gone 10-2 with Lynn Bowden to quarterback. I said what I said. Easily could have gone 10-2. Actually, I'll tell you this. This is going to sound crazy. That team could have gone 11-1 because Clyde the Glide Hair is thinking just like I was thinking. 1 yard short versus Tennessee. That's another year where we let a bad Tennessee team beat us, and that sucks because we were better than them from 2017 to 2021 through the 21 season. We were better, and we only beat them twice. You know, I don't know if you've heard in 11 personnel, but we've heard through several people that Cutter's looked really good. That he's taken a pretty big step apparently. Maxey gives Kentucky back the lead, and keep calling them the Falcons. This will be the final game of the night. Regardless, even if the Hawks win it, this is it. I've looked at this screen long enough. 96 was better, and Wisconsin was way worse. 92 played great, Duke played great, and it set the standard going forward for the rest of Pitino's run. Agree with okay. Wisconsin game stopped the Cal mystique in its tracks. Man, that's kind of true. Eddie's not going to hear this comment because he's too far behind. He also has Aaron Torres in his profile pic. So Eddie, when you catch up with us and you hear this answer, I agree with you. From that point on, Kentucky never got another number. They were never again a 1 seed, and they never made a Final Four. Even though they had really good teams, 2017, 2019, even 2019-20, except they lost to freaking Evansville at home while ranked number 1. Like never that one I'll never understand. I would love to know what the hell happened that night to lose to Evansville at home as number 1. But that team was good. And then the 2024 team was good. They lost game. They had how that team lost to UNC Wilmington. I don't understand. So yeah, something 2015 to kind of ended. But 2010 or 2009 to 2015 through 2015 was unbelievable. The Stoops make it past this next year. He is not going to be fired. He won't. So if he wants to be at Kentucky, he will be at Kentucky. And I mean, I guess you get this Ponatowski kid and you build around him and you build up this offensive line and see what happens. I mean, I don't know what happened, but I don't think that guy's like if Mark can really make us all shut up, if he can get this team to just 7-5. That's Matt. Matt, you have me cracking up, man. Yeah, this is a clear diversion. Um, I I like Mark Stoops. I just want him to win football games. Like I all the personality stuff. Like I love Mark Pope, but Mark Pope's winning. If Mark Pope starts losing, I'll be like, I'm over the positivity. We might need to start being a little negative to fix it. I'm just like it's just all just comes back to wins and losses. Um, that's really it. And I mean, I like everything Mark Stoops has done for. I mean, we went 10-3 twice from 2018 until 2020. If Liam Cohen doesn't leave, it's a totally different. We're talking about totally different programs. It really is as simple as that. Because 2022 they were set up to go 10-2. Look at that schedule. They beat Florida. They had Ole Miss beat, except for an illegal motion. They would have beaten South Carolina. Oh, good look to Bam Adebayo. Kentucky retakes the lead. They would have beaten. They beat Mississippi State. They probably don't beat Tennessee, but they beat Missouri. They beat Vanderbilt. And the last team left would be Georgia, and that was the closest any team played Georgia all year. Good move, Shea. Kentucky retakes the lead 24-22. Mark Stoops is the greatest. They're building through the portal. That's for sure. We'll see. I really like that we had a chance to have it. We sat down with one of the Kentucky players, and Nick Roush did an interview. Get in, Booker. Ooh, no good. Shaez Pete from the Navajo Nation. That guy is awesome. Like I'm a big fan. I want the team to win just for him. Like just very interesting guy. We have the full interview here on our YouTube channel, but he's a very interesting guy, and he's pretty positive about the offensive line. And it's, I mean, what are you gonna say? No, I think we suck. He's not gonna tell us that, but it's like I think we're gonna be good. We know this is the backbone of this program. Like look at the other results. The Knicks are through. Who else? Phoenix. All right, back to the action. Final half of the night. We've had the last two games were relatively close, but the first one was an absolute blowout, and here we are starting the third quarter with Kentucky only leading by 2. Do we have a thriller to cap off the night? Let's find out. Ooh, nice little move. Kiss off the glass from Shea. 26-22 Wildcats. Just blow them out. I don't want to do any overtimes. Here's a question. If Mark Stoops does go 7-5, does that make everybody happy? Or let me say that if they make a bowl game, if they go 6-6, is that enough? How many banners? And this is another good question. Feel free to answer. Everyone, feel free to answer this. So, how many banners does Kentucky have? Is that another Booker 3? There we go. If Pitino never left. Well, we can't guarantee they win in 98. Can't guarantee it. It's likely, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it's hard to say about 98 because, But I definitely think if he retired at Kentucky, that I think the odds are decent that we are at least tied with UCLA. I don't think that's crazy. See, that's what I'm saying. 6-6 is not enough, and I think that 6-6 is like that's a good like that's gonna be like okay, but who'd you beat? Like how'd you do? So okay, we got to 6-6. I meant did we beat Louisville? If we didn't beat Louisville, then we won 3 SEC games. Who did we beat? We must have beat somebody good. Here's the thing: if he goes 6-6, but one of those wins, two of those wins are Louisville and Tennessee. I think the fan base might be a little bit okay with that. But you look like if you go 6-6, you beat a good team. Like, all right, let's say those you get your 3 easy wins. Your next 3 are Ole Miss, pretty good team, on ABC, 3:30, and then you beat what South Carolina would be, and then Vanderbilt, of course. So Vanderbilt, those are. I mean, that's still like beating South Carolina at South Carolina, beating a good Ole Miss team. Otherwise, like maybe Florida. But if you beat Tennessee, like that program that Tennessee program is like the fact that Stoops is 2-10 against them is considering where they were prior to Heupel. That blows my mind. We just let them beat us with their worst teams. Yeah, me too, Clyde. Maxi reverse, got it. The Cats are pulling away here in the third quarter. But the one thing, like I always say about Stoops, is that yes, we should be appreciative of everything that he's done, and I absolutely am. But to act like nobody else can do it, though, is like that's giving him a little too much credit. Like he did it, and he should. Yes, like dude, thank you. Like that, but there was an investment into the football program that really hadn't been made, and so while yes, he made the right hires, and he deserves credit for being the CEO, being the captain of this ship. Like I don't think that it's like it's an impossible task anymore. Before him, it was impossible, but he made it. He's with the investment into the football program and what he's done. I do think he's made it possible. The Stoops, the new Cal. There's like slight similarities, right? Because of the contracts and everything, but I don't know. We were one play away in 2021 from being a 10-2 team. Kentucky's about ready to go 19-0. They're going to sweep the Atlanta Hawks. I think if one question I would always have if I get a chance to like ask Mark Stoops a question at SEC Media Days, like just like there's just like a chance to like ask a random question, and there's really like there's very few opportunities for this, but if there's like an opportunity to just hey, let me ask you just like one question, it would be what did you say to the referee versus Tennessee in 2021? Because they missed the face mask. Stoops goes ballistic. They give him a 15-yard penalty to make it 4th and 24. And I'm like, how do you throw a flag in that situation? How do you throw a flag? Before Stoops, I don't know that they did. I honestly, I don't. I'm not saying that. I don't know that they did. But they had like 2007 was a really good team. Um, Tim Couch. I mean, those teams all went 7-5, but like that 2007 team was really good. I mean, you don't beat the national champion if you're just like just pulling. Oh, we pulled off an upset. No, that team was good, and they should never have lost to Mississippi State. They shouldn't have lost to South Carolina that year. That team definitely should have went 9-3. Yeah, Clyde. There are in my lifetime. There's just from 2006 should have beat Tennessee. He had the ball down there inside the 10-yard line at the final possession. What happens? 4 and out. 2007, lining up for the game-winning field goal to beat him in overtime. Blocked. 2009, get the ball inside like the 10-yard line instead of going with Randall Cobb. We go with Morgan Newton, who's great guy, won Kentucky a few games, but that's not your. I mean, and then they don't get the first down. They have to kick a field goal. They lose that game too. There's just been so many that just get away. 2021, 2019, 2018, we were so much better than them. Yeah, the 2007 game. I always remember reading in the paper about how Andre Woodson looked at Keenan Burton right as they're getting ready to kick the field goal, and he said, "We're about ready to make history." And we didn't make history. It was blocked, and then Tennessee went to the SEC championship game, and they lost, but that's the last time they've ever been to the SEC championship game, as a matter of fact. And it happened because we couldn't beat him. We also in that game had the ball inside the 10-yard line, first and goal, and we went to Raphael Little, and I was just thinking that, man, Derek Locke has been just ramming through people. Just hand it to Locke a few times, and he probably gets in the end zone, and they win the game in regulation. That hurt. And they had a basketball game right after that. I had to watch a Billy G basketball game right after that loss. It wasn't a fun night. They won the basketball game, but it was like a November team. Yeah, I was at the LSU game, and that was one of the most fun live sporting events of my life. Probably, I mean, Maxey with a big 3. Kentucky extends the lead to 5. That's huge. On their way to the sweep. Is he waving to the crowd? Yeah, Brooks did a great job. I mean, considering what he inherited. I mean, talk about inheriting a mess. Rich Brooks. Oh, good. Pass to Davis for the finish. The lead is 7. Pulling away. I don't think we're going to see a game 5. Woodson was great. I do think Will Levis was pretty good too. There's a 3 at the top of the key to keep the Hawks within striking distance, 44-40. And if you look at Mike Hartline, his last year, look at his numbers. He was pretty damn good. Oh, that's a massive, massive 3 for Kentucky there. That might do it. Hawks put up a valiant effort for games 2, 3, and 4, but they do get the offensive rebound. One more shot at it. Daniels 3, no good. Anthony Davis the rebound. Yeah, in 08, I remember Louisville was getting ready to score. I think it was like a consolation touchdown because the game was over. It was like 20-2. I was like, man, 20-2 just looks so much better than 20-9 or 10 if they go for 2. And my uncle said, "Don't worry, they're Louisville. They suck this year. They'll screw this up." And they did. And they fumbled. And Myron Pryor went like 80-something yards for a touchdown. 27-2 Cats. Oh, Maxey. The exclamation point on this series. Sorry, trying not to yell. And my fiance is not going to appreciate that too much. Kentucky's up by 9, though. And fouling for some reason. Yeah, that was a fun night. Um, and then what's crazy is they still, if you remember, South Carolina got the ball in field goal range. They're going to kick a field goal. The game's going to go to overtime, and we're probably going to lose anyway. That's kind of what you're thinking as a Kentucky fan. It's like, man, we had it, and we let them get all the way in field goal range. And Spurrier was not satisfied with that. He's always like, he goes to the end zone. Let's go to the end zone, make it one throw to the end zone, and it gets intercepted, and Kentucky wins. It's incredible. And, it's college, so the guy could miss the field goal. But I think they were well within range, I think. Spurrier got a little greedy, and that was a really, really good South Carolina team. They were ranked 10th when they came into Commonwealth Stadium, which I believe it was still Commonwealth Stadium at the time. There's a cut to the basket and a bucket from Trae Young. It's 49-44. And if you're Atlanta, probably just play this out here. Nope. So they're going to foul. Watch them not foul this time. Nope, they're going to. Unbelievable. That is some of the dumbest decision making. And it leads to an and one. Devin Booker going to the charity stripe to close this one out. That will do it. Kentucky is going to improve to 19-0. They're going to sweep the Atlanta Hawks. They're one game closer to a perfect 31-0 season as they beat every single team in the East in this shortened simulated season. They go 15-0 in the regular season and are probably going to improve to 19-0 here in just 33 seconds. Yes, it was Commonwealth at the time. Good. Booker takes a tough shot for no good reason. Three left wing, no good. Rebound Davis, and they should be able to dribble out the clock on the Hawks. On the Atlanta Hawks season. They didn't do so well. They finished 7-8 in the regular season, so they lost 13 games, 7-13 for Atlanta. Kentucky, though, is 19-0. Thank you guys for staying up and doing this. We'll see who won the other games before we get out of here. And then we'll be back tomorrow to get us through to the Eastern Conference. Well, unless Kentucky loses a game, I'm not. If they're going to win all four of them, we'll do all four. All right. So let's see who they will be playing. The Boston Celtics came back to win the series in 7 games. Incredible. The other 4-5 game in the West also went 7 games, and that was it. Everything else. Let's see, any upsets? Oh, Golden State beating the 1 seed in the West. That's interesting. All right, and then the anything down here? Oh, the Pacers got upset. So there you go. There's the Eastern Conference semifinals, Western Conference semifinals. We will be back to get those games. That'll be let's see, what is schedule look like tomorrow? We can probably do this at some point tomorrow. Just be on the lookout on KSR YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe if you hadn't. We got to beat the War Chant. That's the Florida State site. They have 50,600, so let's get up over that, and then we'll be number 1 in the On 3 Rivals YouTube. So Big Blue Nation always shows how far-reaching and how passionate they are. Just in our numbers, we see it. So appreciate you guys. It's been fun talking Kentucky basketball and a little bit of football here on this simulated season. Kentucky 19-0 with a sweep over the Hawks. We'll see you tomorrow night. Kentucky and Kentucky Wildcats, Boston Celtics. It's going to be a fun one, probably. All right. See you guys. This has been fun.